Hello, welcome to a new episode. Today, we'll continue with the topic of the multiclass regression part 3, confusion matrix. The main objective is to test the classification performance when the dependent variable y may have more than two possible values. For that purpose, we'll use the confusion matrix. As in the previous episodes, we'll apply the method called 1 versus all. As prerequisite, please make sure to watch the previous episodes of the series. There is also a similar episode about the confusion matrix for the logistic regression. When we forecast for the multiclass dependent variable, we are comparing the probabilities and picking the most probable class. The confusion matrix contains the information about the classification errors. There is the so-called in-sample testing, where the testing set is the same as a training set. The purpose here is to validate the classification model. In contrast, the out-of-sample testing is where the testing set and the training set are different. The purpose is to generalize the classification model. Okay, now it's time to go through an example. We have this Excel file, example multinomial logistic regression test. We have 4 independent variables and a dependent variable y, which can have 3 different values, 0, 1, and 2. We have in mind the in-sample testing, so the same dataset is used for training and testing. Now, let's do the test using PrimaXL. We go to the PrimaXL tab, Multi, and then Test. This menu form requires the following information: the cell ranges of the training dataset, both for X and Y. Next, the cell ranges of the testing dataset. However, as we'll do the in-sample testing, we just make sure to have this box checked. Finally, we should specify the location of the result output. Okay, let's fill out the form. Okay, I think we are ready. Now, just press the Run button. Great, we have the result. Let's interpret the result. The confusion matrix looks like this. The column labels correspond to the actual values, 0, 1, and 2. The row labels correspond to the predicted values, 0, 1, and 2. For example, this element is equal to the count of those predicted as 0 when the actual value is also 0. This another element is equal to the count of those predicted as 2 when the actual value is 1, and so on. We can notice that the elements along the diagonal count the correct classifications, while the off-diagonal elements count the misclassifications. Thus, we can think of the accuracy measure, which is calculated as the sum of the diagonal elements divided by the sum of all the matrix elements. In this case, its value is 0.98, which is quite high. Finally, a summary. Today, we applied the in-sample testing method for the multiclass regression. We discussed about the confusion matrix and the accuracy measure. Great! I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Thank you so much. Until next time, bye.